I don't like when people pretend addicts have no accountability for being addicts. I mean, sometimes it's out of their hands if they were drugged out purposely for like human trafficking shenanigans, which is the right word to associate with human trafficking. But people will hear about someone who turned to drugs after, say, losing a friend or family member and be like, it's not your fault. Like, huh? How? Off the top of my head, I can think of billions of people who knew someone who died and then didn't do that. There's almost no situation you can hypothesize where someone made the choice to start abusing drugs or alcohol and someone else hasn't been in an identical situation and chose not to. Like, it's super possible to just not become an addict of your own volition if nobody is forcing it on you. My mom died when I was 14. What was I supposed to do? Not start freebasing cocaine? Yeah. You had at least a few other options, all of which were also free choices you'd be accountable for, like you could have gotten really into skateboarding or committing random acts of violence towards homeless people. The variety is limitless. But I needed drugs to numb the pain. Well, you could have also numbed the pain by doing a suicide, but you had the presence of mind to steer yourself away from that one. It was an option that would have solved your problem at the cost of being relatively harmful to your life, and you said no thanks. So the self-preservation was there. The ability to avoid a route that would lead to harsh consequences was there. You just then didn't also apply that to drug alcohol abuse. I guess I'm trying to see where the line of personal responsibility is allowed to be blurred. I'm not saying you get what you deserve or anything. I'm just saying it's literally your fault if something happens and you react to it with substance abuse. It also takes effort to do that, especially with drugs. First of all, you have to get drugs. If you weren't already a junkie, in which case you would have missed the boat on accountability long ago, it's very rare indeed that someone is sitting on the couch, receives a call that their brother just died in a horrific tugboat accident, collapses with grief, and then looks over at a pile of crystal meth just chilling in a glass box on the table with a sign that says, in case of trauma, break glass. Like, not only do you have to make that decision, you have to go out of your fucking way to achieve it. Who has the industriousness to be that self-destructive? Like, damn, your go-getter attitude is really backfiring on you this time around. I'm too lazy to be a drug addict. Misha Collins did a progressive oopsie, and the wolves sure bared their teeth on Twitter. Misha Collins is an actor best known for being Castiel on the CW show Supernatural, a show where two brothers hunt supernatural entities, or at least it used to be that simple. It's a show I used to really enjoy and watched for like 9 or 10 seasons, even though it stopped being that good after like the 4th. Ironically, once angels started being a thing, which is when Misha Collins was introduced, and all the episodes just became about this struggle between angels and demons, the show just stopped being that interesting. But everything before that is killer. All the self-contained episodes where it's just about going out and hunting one specific thing without too much overall plot development, those are great. Anyway, Misha Collins was at a con and talking to the audience and riffing, and he was like, by a show of force, how many of you would consider yourselves introverts? How many extroverts? And how many bisexuals? And then he said, as a joke, I'm all three. So he says it as a joke, and the crowd takes it as a joke, which also, by the way, there's a video of it, and the audience erupted after he said how many bisexuals. I mean, it's a crowd of diehard fans, most of them tweens and teens, because CW shows are the young adult novels of television, so they would have still blown the roof off if he did a chicken dance or some bullshit, but just to illustrate that it was received as a joke and worked in the moment. Real quick side note, the video is like a phone video in the crowd, and after people are done laughing at him saying bisexuals, you can hear a couple girls like, oh my god, where did that come from? Like they've never heard of a joke before. I know you're 14, but come on, you don't need to be flabbergasted by a very basic twist ending. That just irked me. I felt like I experienced cringe, but then a bunch of people on Twitter misinterpreted the joke and thought that he was actually coming out as bisexual. So this man prostrates himself. I have not seen an apology this grovelly in a long time. He says, I want to deeply apologize for misspeaking this weekend. At a fan convention, blah blah, just summarizing what happened, then continues, my clumsy intention was to wave off actually discussing my sexuality, but I badly fumbled that and understand that was seen as me coming out as bisexual. This was not my intention, so I need to correct the record. I am not bisexual. I happen to be straight, but I am also a fierce ally, and the last thing I want to do is falsely co-opt the struggles of the LGBTQIA+ community. I believe and fully support, blah blah, again, picking up a little later, I am deeply sorry for the clumsiness of my language. I want to be a better ally, and I feel sick to my stomach that I might have done anything to make things worse. I'm trying to learn, trying to do better, and I will keep listening. Thanks, and I'm sorry. Misha. So I only have 8 or 9 things to say about different moments in his apology. My clumsy intention was to wave off actually discussing my sexuality. If this makes no sense, it's important to note that apparently in the final season finale, Misha Collins' character Castiel comes out as gay and then promptly dies, which is hilarious. So the fandom ships his character with a dude, and since he plays a dude whose character is now gay 6 feet under, the fandom will of course speculate about whether the actor might also be gay 6 feet over. I don't even know why there's still convention panels for this show. It ended 2 years ago. Move on. I saw this story and thought the finale aired yesterday. Like, why is this relevant? I am not bisexual. I happen to be straight. I love that phrasing, happen to be. It's exactly as nonchalant as it needs to be to not make the alphabet flare its nose at you like, is he proud of being straight? Does he think straight people are better? The people who would hyperfixate on that are the ones of the group who only give a shit because they want to have power and morally boss people around. It's not all of them, but they're there. He said, I am a fierce ally. What does that even mean, man? If someone says that's gay, do you hiss at them? Do you put on a fierce outfit every day to combat homophobia? How do you fiercely donate to a charity? Keep the change, you saintly bitches. He says, the last thing I want to do is falsely co-opt the struggles of the LGBTQIA plus community. Nobody says IA unless they're looking for brownie points. LGBT is short form, with a Q if you're not in a hurry, and a plus if you're feeling positive that day. LGBTQIA plus has the same energy as, oh look, my cellular phone is ringing. I'm trying to learn, trying to do better, and I will keep listening. Buzz phrases, 3 of them right in a row, each one adding to how sad it is watching someone demean themselves and offer their whole ass to a community. You know, sometimes it's other people's fault they're upset. The customer isn't always right when the customer has 0 emotional maturity and sometimes more than one mental illness. Sometimes you should just be mad without demanding agency. You don't have to do something about it. Just fucking let a negative feeling enter your body and leave without trying to burn whatever caused it. Elon Musk bought Twitter, and Alyssa Milano, Sean King, and Deborah Messing, among others, deleted their accounts, so it's already a better place. Guess they'll stick to their other social media platforms owned by billionaires. Elon Musk tweeted, for Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral, which effectively means upsetting the far right and far left equally. Now that's a commendable fucking statement right there. Radical political views are gross. I don't care if you're xenophobic or whitephobic, homophobic or heterophobic. If you hate regular-ass people that are just minding their own business because they won't fight as a soldier in your propaganda war, please get stuck in the world's largest maze. As far as misinformation is concerned, a lot of people seem to think misinformation is anything they don't like in regard to a topic they haven't researched, and the mental gymnastics I've seen from some of the top fact-checking sources does not inspire confidence that they're to be trusted in deciding what is or is not misinformation, especially when you know they're looking at who's saying the thing before they look at what the thing being said is. So let the information compete with its opponents. The winner will prove itself or it won't be the winner, at least as far as Twitter is concerned now. And I wouldn't accept the criticism that that's a naive viewpoint from someone who would turn around and put blind faith in faceless institutions to verify shit for them. Maybe we're screwed either way, but I prefer the one where I get to make my own decisions without having stuff hidden from me that might be politically inconvenient rather than untrue. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Watch all my videos with the lights turned off and 5 lava lamps arranged in a pentagram, and I'll see you guys next time.